Captain's log. Stardate 160908. How's everybody doing this week?
Marvelous.
This guy, I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
We know he's marvelous. How's the dog handler back here?
Pretty good.
This is Princess Delilah. You probably... I don't remember if y'all met her yet. Really? She is the daughter of Commander Love Dr. Baker, which I've got to give some props to right now. Commander Love Dr. Baker, a beer and song a day. For one, letting me commandeer his studio for this week's entry of Prosper. And two, let me put up the Patriots Suck standing set piece in his studio.
I feel like I'm going to puke on your shoulder right now.
Well, as long as you aim it that way, you and I will be just fine.
Projectile vomiting.
Aim it on the dog.
Yeah, aim it at the dog. That way he
smells like puke. It fit right in.
There he is. Exactly. But no, Doctor, thank you so much for your contribution. I give you the Prosper salute right off the bat.
Yeah.
First time as of right now it's ever happened.
Okay.
You are.
Got her.
This week's sponsors. This week's sponsors. I gotta give it up to all the Star Trek sponsors on my page. Cat Sky.
Oh yeah.
Facebook.com/official Cat Sky page. That's cat with a K.
And a former real baby today on Beer and Song today.
There you go. Hey, this is a crossover
You want to
event.
make it happen again sometime? We'll make it happen there, Cat.
You can make it happen. This is a crossover event. We got to do it. Live long and prosper. The Facebook page commanded by Captain Christine Hope, inspiring all around the world to live for peace and long life. Keep in mind, your mind matters. Live long and prosper. Hi, Christine. The folks over at Synthaholics Podcast. David Duncan, Aaron O'Brien, Faith Hertzberg. Take it from a non-Star Trek fan. Phenomenal podcast. These guys are awesome.
They are wicked awesome.
I'm going to include links for this at the end of the post. Trek Lady C. That's another page.
Oh yeah.
That's another page ran by Christine Hope.
Yep, she does a lot of stuff.
Have a cat.
She got a cat. Data had a cat. We know how that worked out.
Keep a cat as opposed to K-Cat Sky.
That's it. Facebook.com/pages/Trek-Lady-C for Christine Hope. That's her personal Star Trek page, if you were. And before we go any further, on this day, 50 years ago, The Man Trap premiered on NBC, the first ever episode of Star Trek. And
on my love goddess's birthday.
Several years earlier, though. 7 years.
Not my wife earlier.
No.
Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Trek was first. 7 years after that, believe it or not, 7 years after that, the pilot episode of Star Trek the Animated Series premiered for the first time.
1973.
Beyond the Farthest Star. Look it up. If I'm wrong, I got something for you. Folks, what about you? I'm parched. You thirsty?
I am parched.
I'm thirsty. You thirsty?
I'm thirsty.
Hey, she's way ahead of us. Since you don't have a replicator yet, talk engineering.
Hey.
No, you know what?
I'm old school. I'm Beer and Song of the Day. You give me my abacus, I'm good to go.
Hey, you show me that again. I got something better for you. A good captain always comes prepared. USS Enterprise bottle opener.
Wow.
Yes.
How awesome is that? It sure is.
You're damn right.
That is epic. That's legendary.
The first beverage of choice partaken on this special episode of Prosper.
Oh yeah.
Shock Top Twisted Pretzel Wheat. I like Shock Top. It's good stuff. 5.1% alcohol by volume.
Out of St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri.
As they call it up there.
That's up there? Oh, yeah, we're in Texas. I forgot. The proper beer opening device. I still got it.
Last I checked, Okinawa, Japan is further south than Yeehaw, Texas.
Last count I had, I think you're right.
I are smart.
I'm good.
Ooh.
I'm good.
You see, Mom looking out for you there, Captain.
Why do you think she's a security chief and you're just a doctor?
Hey.
One for you.
Better be a doctor than to be
you know what?
a prisoner.
One for me. These were twist tops. Right into the Prosper beer consumption device. Thank you again, Dr. Baker.
Of course. Hey, I support like a double D bra. Underwire.
That's support.
You know it.
All right.
Bring a little beer and song of the day to Prosper today.
Got to.
Kapla! Kapla!
Kapla!
As they say in the Klingon Empire.
Klingon Empire. Ooh. Wait a minute. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Big solid A in my opinion.
There you go.
This stuff's awesome.
Before we go any further, you notice the beers.
Oh, yes.
The beer and song of the day wall art.
Oh, I was going to say.
Well, we can get
my head out.
Look at that. I forgot. You forgot to show off this one.
one step at a time.
Oh, yeah.
One step at a time. Easy, you two. Easy. One step at a time. Before we go any further, the wall art for beer and song of the day.
Ta-da!
Made by our good friend Wally Fortier over at Wally's Aluminum Shaping Process. Facebook.com/WASPA. WASPAA. Look him up. He can make you a Federation logo, a Klingon Empire, Borg, whatever you want. He can even make you that disgusting shit over there right behind my mom. Hey, it's Prosper. You knew it was coming.
Well, hey, you can make a New York Jets logo. So you have a dartboard if you want, but that's besides the point. Or we can agree with the New York Yankees.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Not the Mets.
Got to start this thing off.
Fine.
Got to start this thing off right. We've already killed 5 minutes trying to, love on each other.
Get out of here. I wanted to show off.
You want to show off the glass? Okay.
I got to show off the friends over at FILO Liquors that created this masterpiece.
Turn that masterpiece around. Show them why you're really showing it off.
Well, you got to give FILO Liquors the love, of course.
Of course.
Because look at that.
The Star Trek glass by FILO Liquors.
Oh, yes.
Good friends. I met them when I was down here last time back in Stardate 1511XX. Good people. Think the world of you. You know what? You guys made it. You guys made it to the sponsor reel. I kept it going the whole time.
They worked so hard to try to get all those Star Trek beers.
They're very good. I know. I'm still upset about it, but hey, you know what?
There's only so much you can do.
Exactly. Let's leave the past in the past. Speaking of the past,
remember that.
Exactly. Speaking of the past, let's move on to the future. Got the first birthday for the week. First birthday for the week goes for a friend of mine I still have yet to meet in person, Eric Lawler. Big old Star Trek fan like me. Eric, how you doing, my friend? Hope things are going well for you. I hope you enjoy this 50th anniversary tribute to Star Trek. You know what? I drink to you. Cheers, my friend.
Absolutely.
Next on the list, I still don't know if she's of the family Roddenberry yet. I still don't know if she's Star Trek royalty.
Huh.
I still don't know it. She lives near Mad Dog Becker.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Kim Roddenberry.
Nebraska. Cornholer state.
That's it. Kim, how you doing, sunshine? I hope life's treating you well. I hope things are going well for you still. Hey, you know what? If you don't drink, I'm going to drink for you. If you do drink, drink one with me. All right. Next up on the list. My wife's cousin. Good kid. Saw her back in November when I was home. Maddy Gieslin. Maddy, are you still doing good in school? I hope so. Next time I'm home, you and I are going to have words if you're not. Hey, you know what, Maddy? Just keep on keeping on. You're going to do just fine. And you know what? You're too young for this, so cheers and root beer.
There you go.
Cheers and water.
Hey, you know what?
Cheers and apple juice.
If you put root beer in a square glass, it's beer.
That's true.
See? Hey, the beer connoisseur called it.
Know it.
All right, next on the list, fellow Masonic brother of mine.
Now we're talking.
Believe it or not, as of right now, he was the last candidate I ever initiated.
Really?
Yes.
No kidding.
Yes.
Small world.
You know, after I gave up the East, after my year was done, I went and did my current job.
Yep.
Then I went home on a break, and then I initiated him. Justin McDonald.
Oh, good first name.
Very good first name. Brother Justin, how you doing, my friend? I saw recently, maybe a year or so ago, where you yourself became a past master.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Welcome to the club.
Awesome.
Enjoy your seat in the Oriental chair.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next on the list. Friend of mine, an old cop friend I knew from Germany, Iris Carpenter. She's like you.
Oh, yeah?
She likes those assholes.
Hey, they're not assholes. They're badasses.
You're right. They're badass cheaters. Hey, Iris. Iris, sweetheart.
Iris, you're absolutely Chenille. French working awesome.
Despite liking the Patriots. You know what?
Hey.
You know what? She likes the Bruins, too.
Oh, hell yeah. Is she from Massachusetts?
Probably.
Greatest state in the nation without Massachusetts. It wouldn't be an American very dying the freaking story. Remember that.
As far as I know, she's a true masshole. She likes,
good.
As far as I know, she likes...
Assholes. You know it, baby.
As far as I know, she likes all four. But hey.
Iris, we got to meet in person someday. It's got to happen. Small world.
Last time I had, she was in San Antonio.
Hey.
You know who else is there? Dan Butler.
Of course. Our boy Dan Butler.
That weird ass.
Love that guy, though. Dan.
Love you, Dan. Cheers to the both of you.
Iris, you're awesome. Cheers and beers.
Hey, you better straighten up for this next one.
Uh-oh. Oh,
yeah.
Duh.
Next one. Your beloved love goddess.
Loyalty.
Watch your head. Watch your head. I'm going to yell.
Go ahead.
Hey, Fara! Happy birthday! She don't want to get on camera.
She will not get on camera. I've been doing beer and song today since January 17, 2012. My love goddess will not get on camera. I have begged, borrowed, and practically stolen for her to get on camera.
Still won't do it.
Her mom got on camera.
God love her.
Princess Delilah gets on camera all the time.
So you know what that means. She's got a condition that skips a generation.
I guess.
Hey, you know what it is, Fara?
I love you, hot chick.
I love you too.
I'm telling you, when you're married to royalty, my beloved love goddess Fara, she's the queen. You know Princess Delilah, the little princess. Therefore, by default, I'm the king. And it's good to be the king. That's right.
Didn't realize we're actually doing beer and song of the day there.
Hey.
Just kidding.
Hey.
Alright,
What, you know?
Still love you guys. Hey, you know what? Thanks for having me as a guest in your home.
It is an honor and a privilege. Isn't this a beautiful Casa de Love Goddess or what, huh?
It is.
I'll tell you.
It's better than the other one.
I know, and the other one was pretty nice.
The other one we had to do it. We would have had to do this in the garage.
That's the truth.
All right, let's move on. Bless
I
you.
love you, hot chick. I'll play with you tonight.
I'll quote you on that. All right, let's move on. Next guy, knew him in Germany. Played softball with him. Geoff Ilgenfritz. He's a crew dog.
That's a cool name.
That is kind of a cool name.
Crew dog?
Knew him in Germany. Played softball with him. Geoff, how you doing? He's a Saints fan.
Nothing wrong with that. Where's he from?
Not Louisiana, I think.
Well, there you go.
Nothing wrong at all.
He should be a Saints fan.
Like I said, I think. Don't quote me on that though. Hey, you know what, Geoff? I love you, man. You're still all right in my book. Hey,
I hope they have a better season this year than they did last season. Because last season, man,
up and down. Last season was up and down.
No defense. That's
hey, you know what? Cheers to you.
Hey, there you go. Go Saints. Unless you're playing the Patriots, of course.
No, even then, go Saints. Unless you're playing the Giants or the Colts or the Broncos.
Jeez.
All right, last birthday for the week. Went to school with her. She graduated a year before I did. Nicole Sanders. How you doing? I hope you're still doing good. I hope you're still living life, getting out there, doing what you're doing. Hey, Nicole, to you. I don't know if you drink or not.
Hey.
If you do, I'm gonna drink one. If you do, drink one with me. If not, I'm gonna drink one for you.
Oh, I'll drink with you too. Heck yeah.
There you go. All right. Did I take care of the additional greetings already? You for the studio, Wally for that sign up there.
Epic sign.
Epic sign. Random for Dan. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's all the greetings. Hey.
We're going to give a shout out to my buddy Jim Wellman.
Ah, yes.
Jim Wellman, this guy is a computer brain. This guy's a very dear friend of mine. I have yet to meet in person. Jim, we're going to meet in person someday. He's from Pennsylvania, a great state indeed. And Jim, I know how much of a wicked hardcore Star Trek fan you are.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, God, yes. Why do you think he follows Prosper? He loves your page.
Hey, awesome.
And,
Still does.
And Jim, you always help me out with the Mafia Wars whenever I need my computer to get fixed. You go in there on TeamViewer. You hook a brother up. You're absolutely phenomenal. Retired Army veteran, 23 years. This guy, amazing. Jim Wellman, I love you, man. And not in the West Virginia way either, brother. Cheers, my friend.
I drank to you. All right, so that's it. We got them. We got those guys.
Oh, yeah.
God love them.
He does. God does love them because they're good people.
Outstanding. Let's talk some Trek history.
Hi.
This week in Trek history. September 5th, 1946. Birthday of one, Andrew Probert. Now, might be wondering who he is. Did you know that he is the one that desired the movie era Enterprise?
Really?
Yes.
I did not know
From
that.
from the motion picture on through the Undiscovered Country. The Enterprise.
Great movie.
Yep. The Enterprise and the Enterprise A. He's the man. He's the genius behind him.
Awesome. That's a good movie. I like that one.
He turned 70.
Wow.
On the 7th, back in 73, Alex Kurtzman was born. I hope I do too.
Better live to be 70. The life expectancy is 83 now well, 82 for American women, 75, 76 now for American men.
Wow.
You mean schmucks like us?
Yeah. We'll be around a lot longer.
I'll say you're almost there.
Hey! Not even halfway to the mountaintop.
I love busting your chops.
Hey, if you don't bust somebody's chops, it means you don't like them.
That's it.
So there you go.
Hey,
So basically, your friend Alex was. Oh wow.
Yeah.
The day before the cartoon.
Yep. He was the co-writer and he was the co-producer of 2009 Star Trek and its shitty sequel, Star Trek Into Darkness. Turned 43 on the 7th. Also on the 7th, back in 96, actress BB Bash. You're probably wondering why I'm bringing her up.
Oh.
She played Carol Marcus, but with next month being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, gotta do it. That's what she passed away from on that day, back in 96. God rest her.
That was a sad day.
Yes, it was.
I remember her.
September 9th, 1954, Jeffrey Combs was born. Now, for those of you that have seen that like Deep Space Nine and Enterprise, you know that name. That is a household name. He played a very strong supporting character in Deep Space Nine and Enterprise.
No surprise.
No surprise at all. He played Wayoon.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Dominion's forerunner in Deep Space Nine.
That's right.
Yep, he played him. He also played Brunt, FCA Liquidator.
Just that name's badass, isn't it? Brunt!
And he also played Shran, the lead man Andorian from Enterprise. Did you know that it was because of Shran that the Andorians joined what would become the Federation?
I do now.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes.
Hey, you learn something new every day on Prosper. How about that, huh?
That's it.
Every week on Prosper, you get some new knowledge.
He turned 62 on the 9th.
Awesome.
Or he will turn 62 on the 9th, provided something doesn't happen to him. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Hey, it's already his birthday in Japan anyway.
That's very true. Very true.
There you go.
September 10th, 1914, Bob Weiss was born. Now, who the hell was that there, Captain? He directed Star Trek The Motion Picture.
Oh.
Yep.
The 1979 classic.
The movie whose only purpose was to get the original series cast onto the big screen.
And boy, I'll tell you what, it brought.
I would say, if you look at it that way, it did its job.
You think?
No.
All right then.
He would have been 102 on the 10th. He was born in 1914.
Right.
And
year.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, November 11th, 1958, only a couple months before you were born.
Only a couple months.
Actress Roxanne Dawson was born.
I love her.
Oh my God.
She's hot, real hot, damn hot, real hot. Or smoking hot. She's been featured as Baby of the Day on Beer and Song of the Day, my friends.
That's where I was going. She's gonna turn 58 on that fateful day.
58 and still looking great too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Hey, you know what? That's it for this week in Trek history.
How about that?
You know what else? You know what I've got?
What you got?
I have an episode to go through. This
was fun.
This was a good one. This week's feature episode, Trials and Tribulations. It's a good episode.
It's so funny because I always confuse it with Trouble with Tribbles.
I
don't know why.
Tribble. That's
Double Tribble.
Double Tribble.
Double Tribble.
That's what it is.
There you go.
It is Double Tribble.
You know what? Screw it. I'll drink to that.
Drink to that. You know what?
Anytime I got an excuse to drink, I'll do that. As owner of Beer and Song of the Day, I'm all about the beer.
That explains a few things. You know what? This was Star Trek Deep Space Nine's tribute to the 30th anniversary of the original series. 20 years ago.
Wow.
You know what that is? That's a spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
Folks, the following segment contains spoilers to the episode I'm about to discuss. That being said, you guys ready to go? You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right.
Put it on!
In the operations section aboard Station Deep Space Nine, Department of Temporal Investigations agents Dahmer and Luxley arrived to talk to Captain Sisko about events that transpired 2 weeks ago.
All right, I'll drink to that.
Might as well. The Cardassians contacted Deep Space Nine to return the Orb of Time to the Bajoran government, but they didn't know that at the time. Before returning home, a human named Barry Waddle, who had been trapped on Cardassia since the Klingon invasion, came aboard the Defiant to gain passage to the Federation. Waddle decides to order a Raktajino from the replicator and quickly excuses himself. Remember that.
I remember the name Waddle. Waddle.
And he excuses himself.
Remember the drink. Okay?
I will have to do that.
Remember the drink. All right? That comes in handy. Excuse me. Ooh, that doesn't happen on Prosper all the time. I'm about ready to. While under cloak, the Defiant returns home, but passes through a chronoton field, emerging 200 light years from their last known position. O'Brien detects another ship ahead.
Oh, that's Princess Delilah.
Hey, it's a clean dog.
Oh, she gave Patches a bath.
About time, you smelly dog.
Awesome.
He smells not as good.
Oh, what the hell?
Not as good as I
Bring the other one up here too.
Oh, my
Folks, we're gonna take
There's old floppy ears.
We're gonna take a pause from the cause. Good old Shadow, if you can see him. There he is.
Oh, boy.
He'll lick you.
I love
His bad breath.
And
That's
I
what that
got
was.
the Bay's puppy.
We love the animals here on Prosper.
That's right.
We really do.
Yep.
We love it so much that Beer and Song of the Day decided to make a whole segment about it.
Absolutely.
That's it. All right.
Good boy, boy.
Good baby.
Back to it. O'Brien detects another ship ahead. As he clears the image on the view screen, Cisco and Dax are shocked to see the USS Enterprise. Dahmer asks Cisco to be more specific, stating that there have been 5 Federation starships named Enterprise, but Luxley corrects him by simply stating 6. Remember? Be specific, Captain. Which Enterprise? There have been 5. 6.
You gotta be specific.
6.
It's important.
Cisco clarifies that it was the first, leading to the quote, his ship, James T. Kirk, which is all Luxley could say. To which Cisco responds, the one and only. According to Cisco, they arrived on a Friday 103 years in the past at Deep Space Station K7. The deputy guarding the orb, the deputy guarding the orb had been stunned by Wally, who turned out to be a Klingon named Arn Darvin. You heard that name before?
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly?
I do remember this. Yeah.
Arn Darvin. During the briefing, the events of Darvin's mission and leading to his disgrace are discussed, including his exile into Cardassian space. The crew are able to deduce Darvin is intent on killing Kirk and decide to track him down. Excuse me. In an effort to protect the Temporal Prime Directive, the senior staff, minus Kira, don clothing of the time period. Bashir seems surprised to see Cisco in gold and O'Brien in red. However, once he catches sight of Dax in a short red skirt, he miraculously forgets all about it.
Hey, imagine that. That'll distract you.
That's right. O'Brien is able to figure out a way to get off the Defiant without being distracted.
Patches is free from his towel.
You good over there?
She said Patches was twerking.
Yeah, I see it.
Crazy dog.
O'Brien is able to figure out a way to get off the Defiant without being distracted. Cisco, Dax, Bashir, and O'Brien board the Enterprise, while Worf and Odo, dressed as merchants, go to K7. Upon arriving on the Enterprise, Cisco and Dax take it all in for a moment before beginning their search. Let's take another little quick pause for the cause. All right, let's move over.
I'm going to move him to the living room where he can rub his face on everything.
Bye, puppy. Bye, puppy. Good boy, good boy. In a turbolift on the Enterprise, O'Brien and Bashir have trouble getting the turbolift to respond. Suddenly, a crew member walks into the turbolift. Trying not to give themselves away, O'Brien and Bashir mimic her, and they exchange brief smiles with the crewman. Need a drink.
Why not?
It's dead, Jim.
Oh, should we do that?
Hey,
Shall I kill it?
kill it. Uh-oh. He's empty, too. It's dead, Jim. Hey, you know what? We got some reinforcements here. Let's take another pause for the cause. We got some reinforcements. First one. Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. This guy.
Chino or Chico, California? I'm going straight off of memory here.
Chico.
Chico, California.
Chico, California. I don't see the... there it is. 6% ABV.
Yeah, good strong stuff.
What you got?
This one right here, St. Arnold Brewing Company out of Houston. Yeah, all Texas.
Where men are men and the bulls run scared.
Pretty much.
St. Arnold Oktoberfest. This one, 12 fluid ounces as far
You know
as I know.
what?
Wicked awesomeness.
Here's the problem.
What's the problem?
Texas, most of the time, they don't put their percentages on their beers.
What a bunch of assholes.
I know. I don't understand. Well, Texas is very Bible thumper, so that's why.
They should be their own country.
This stuff, if I'm not mistaken, is...
Ooh. Wait a minute. Using the powers of my mind. Okay, we're good.
Press. Stop taking it.
Wait. Hang on.
Oh, I gotta open it properly.
You're on Prosper. This is the proper opening device.
Hey, when you've been doing beer and song in a day for
Here, let me.
Hey, yeah, that's right. I'm the guest. So.
You are the guest. You're the guest on
I've been doing beer and song in a day for 4 years, 8 months, and a day now. Okay, I lied.
Really? You didn't lie.
I went with a January 7th start date. Oops.
You can go with a January 17th start date.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother from another mister. That too.
My sister from another mister.
That too. Kapla! Where you at?
Oh, I'm here.
Kapla!
Over 4 years running.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Crazy.
Here, you want to try it?
Yes, I do. You gotta try this.
Which side did you drink from? Right here? Hey, I don't.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Like the late great George Carlin said, "Fear of germs, why these goddamn pussies?" And I hate using the Lord's name in vain.
Especially on my show.
I don't use it on my own show.
See, there you go.
But I'm just quoting the late great George Carlin, so
Hey, you know what?
Lord, please forgive me.
Lord, I apologize and be with the starting pygmies in New Guinea. Amen.
Lord, I apologize. Sounds like a little bit of Larry the Cable Guy.
That's exactly who that was.
Well,
Very
there we
good.
go.
Very good.
That dude's cool.
Yeah, he's all right. I don't know about finding a new set of snow tires, but he's all right.
That was an old commercial from the 80s that I remember as a kid.
Excuse me, I remember that. I've seen that
You were
before.
still in diapers.
Hey, I saw it on YouTube. God love.
I found that for you.
Yeah, you sent me the link.
Yep. Hey,
Jackass.
I had to show you I wasn't bullshitting.
Well, you bullshit all the time. It's hard to tell it apart.
Hey!
Ah!
Slapper.
Your mom.
Hey!
The first your mom joke. I'm very sorry to say.
Hey! I don't have a mother. Me and my father share yours.
Oh!
Hi, Mom. Oh! See, I warned you about featuring a show. I know, Prosper, you do a pretty clean-cut show.
I try.
Beer and song in a day, we're not as kid-friendly, folks.
Well, hey, you know what? When you have a crossover, all rules are out the window.
Exactly.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. All rules are out the window.
Almost every football fan is like this, always shouting.
Imagine that.
She's not wrong, folks. All right.
Her dad's an asshole. What do you want?
Oh, hey, you know what? We fell into a wormhole. Let's get back on course.
All right. There you go.
I got to figure out where I'm at. All right.
Welcome to my world of tangents, buddy.
Ah, you started it. All right. Cisco opens a junction box while Dax attempts to scan for Darvin. Dax, however, looks at her tricorder and has a brief moment of nostalgia before Cisco snaps her out of it. While on K7, Odo walks into the station's bar and watches as Chekhov and Uhura walk up to the bar and speak with Cyrano Jones and the station's bartender. Before he can observe too much, a server walks up to him. He asks for Aractagino. Aractagino. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Odo asks for Aractagino. As the waitress says, he's the second person to ask for it. Second person? The second person to ask for Aractagino?
Yeah.
First.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
An older man, a human. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so she describes the other man as being an older human. Once alone, after having ordered a different drink, Odo observes Uhura playing with a tribble. O'Brien, while on the Enterprise, pretends to do repairs on another junction box, but is totally confused how to proceed. He and Bashir go back and forth as another engineer comes around the corner. He's like, "What are you two doing here?" "Scotty told me to do this." He almost sounded like he was whining when he said that.
It was kind of whiny.
He was kind of whiny.
Oh, I found out.
Thank you.
I had to look through my Beer and Song of the Day notes.
Go with it.
In August 18, 2015, I drank this here beer.
Oh, really?
And it was 6%.
You know what? It is a crossover with Prosper. You know what? I love doing that.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
There you go.
Where am I at? All right. He challenges Bashir and O'Brien, as I just described. And Bashir is able to play off the encounter as doing a study on work-related stress. After O'Brien kills power to the section, Bashir takes him back to sickbay.
And my man, Worf.
Yep, back on K7. Worf walks into the bar.
Such a stud muffin.
That's it. Michael Dork.
Hey!
There's a story behind that.
Oh, yes, there is.
Worf walks into a bar and sees Odo sitting at a table. He reports he searched the habitat level as a tribble starts to coo. Woo! Woo! Worf is like, what is that sound? And Odo, soothing, isn't it? The bartender called it a triple.
That's about the way it went.
Did you hear Delilah? She said, holy snot.
I heard that. Worf begins talking about how much the triples are hated by the Klingons, and even how they were considered mortal enemies of the Empire. Something like this. A mortal enemy of the Empire.
Right, there you go. Hey, you're a mortal enemy of the Patriots Empire, but you still handle it. Because, see, that's what friendship's all about, my friend.
That's all that matters.
Hey,
which tells me on some level that Worf and Odo are friends.
Well, there you go.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Anybody that's watched Deep Space Nine as well as I have can do the math on that one. But anyway, Odo pokes fun at Worf about the Great Trouble Hunt as alert klaxons go off on the station. On the Enterprise, the ship is also a red alert. Sisko and Dax go to battle stations.
Yeah.
But after they enter the turbo lift, Sisko stops and contacts the Defiant for a report. Kira reports that the IKS Groth, which is a D7 class battlecruiser, I have more on that later, has approached the station and is commanded by Captain Koloth. Dax assures Sisko that Koloth won't attack and suggests that she and Sisko join Odo and Worf in the search. But Sisko shoots her down. Because Dax would just love to see Koloth in his prime, considering that as a different host, she lived in that time period. Makes sense?
Right?
Makes sense?
Yeah. Crystal clear.
So Dax pleads to go, but Sisko shoots her down, saying O'Brien and Bashir should go to the station. Dax pouts, but Sisko's like, whatever. O'Brien and Bashir find another turbolift to beam out of, and believe it or not, they run into that same crewman from earlier.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. On a ship of 438, you'd think they'd run into somebody else, damn it.
Yeah, no kid.
All right. So, they run into the same character. They run into the same crewman who walks in on them earlier, you know? She and Bashir go back and forth in the turbolift. You know, hey, your flap's open.
That's what she said.
She did say it. You know, on your tricorder, you're draining power.
That's right. Hey. Floppy ears got a little upset about that.
No worries. Anyway, the two of them go back and forth, and then she says, I'm doing sickbay for my physical next week. 1500. Lieutenant Wally.
Hey, I'm Dr. Baker. I'll do the physical.
See?
If I was single, of course.
Of course. But anyway, Dr. Bashir, hearing the name, suddenly realizes, oh my God, that could be my great-grandmother. Nobody ever knew my great-grandfather.
Right.
If I don't meet with her, you know, this could be a predestination paradox. If I don't meet with that woman, I might never be born.
And that would suck ass.
For him, anyway. But anyway,
Yup.
in the turbolift, before O'Brien and Bashir beam out, Bashir makes the comment, I can't wait to get back to Deep Space Nine and see the look on your face when you find out I never existed. To which O'Brien just laughs off.
Yeah, I would too.
Dax and Sisko continue their search as Kirk and Spock approach an intercom to take a call from the bridge. Sisko believes Dax is admiring Kirk, but she reveals she's attracted to Spock. To which Sisko runs her off real quick. Dax is upset that Sisko acts like he doesn't want to meet Kirk, but he tells her that the opposite is true as they move on. Sisko wants nothing more than to ask Kirk, you know, what was it like to fight the Gorn in Census 3?
Yeah, no kidding.
But that's not why we're here, old man.
Understandable.
Definitely. They got a bigger mission. Bigger mission on hand.
Hey, they're on a mission from God.
Well, not from God, but to save the time.
Hey, I had to have a Blues Brothers moment.
Hey,
it's in Cost of the Love, goddess.
Hey, you got to. You know, like I said, it's a crossover event. Things happen.
You gotta go.
Bashir and O'Brien enter K7's bar and join Odo and Worf, playing on the Raktajino clue. As Scotty, Chekhov, and Lieutenant Freeman walk into the bar, they naturally mistake Freeman for being Kirk. And I have more on that later.
More on.
More on. You moron.
Hey, I'm busting your brains, you prick.
Hey, putz.
Yeah. More on. What?
There's more to it. You gotta find my spot.
The waitress.
All right. Thank you. The waitress comes over to the table, displaying frustration about having to explain that the Klingons are ordering a lot of Raktaginos. She says, "What'll it be, boys? And I have to say that we don't have any Raktagino one more time." To which Bashir shakes his head about there not being any Klingons in the bar. He's like, "What Klingons?"
Klingons on the starboard bow.
Starboard bow, starboard bow.
Sorry, it popped in my head. What am I going to do, huh?
The Klingons. Yeah, Klingons. Over there and over there.
That's right.
Naturally, as soon as she says that and walks off, everybody looks at Worf. Worf says, "They are Klingons." Where am I at? Worf states...
You're in Casa de Love Goddess.
I'm in on here. Thank you, though. Worf states that they don't discuss the differences of the Klingons in the 23rd and 24th century. Was I blocking you?
No, yeah,
How do you know?
because I can't see.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Open your eyes.
Take the
Oh.
glasses. That they don't discuss the difference between 23rd and 24th century Klingons with outsiders. The Klingon officers, obviously drunk, start spouting off in the bar, attempting to provoke Chekhov into starting a fight about Captain Kirk. However, when remarks about the Enterprise being garbage are uttered, Scotty puts the Klingon in his place. A brawl ensues, and Odo spots Darvin outside the doorway to the bar, grabbing Worf to pursue as security enters and arrests everyone, including O'Brien and Bashir. Sisko tells Dahmer and Luxley that despite being arrested, O'Brien and Bashir did not alter the timeline. You want to know how he knew?
How?
Because if they'd have made any changes, they would have been the first to know that.
True.
Fair enough.
To which they said, "Why do they always have to say that?"
You do understand, this is the first time that Prosper has ever been recorded in Casa de Love Goddess, and you have knocked Shadow out.
Second time.
Poor little failure.
Second time.
Second time. Ah, yeah.
Remember I did it back in November.
Oh, yeah. Hey, remember? I told you I have short-term memory loss.
Where's that?
Nimrod?
Where's that GFY?
It's packed away.
Go figure. Anyway, back on the Enterprise.
Go figure yourself?
Yeah. No, go. Yeah, that's another word for F.
Ah, you gotta love that one, you pilgrim.
Anyway, back on the Enterprise, Kirk questions his officers, including O'Brien and Bashir, about how the fart started.
How the go fight yourself started.
Go figure yourself anyway. Yeah, I'll need that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Why not? Might as well have it.
that's it.
You're in here.
Kirk asks O'Brien about who started the fight, to which O'Brien states, "I don't know, sir." Like, all right. Chekhov.
I don't know either.
I know you. You started the fight. So on and so forth. After Kirk confines the officers to quarters, O'Brien and Bashir discuss lying to Captain Kirk. To which O'Brien states, "I wish Keiko could have seen it." Keiko being his wife.
Right.
In the corridor, O'Brien and Bashir notice that the ship is slowly becoming infested with tribbles. Worf, Odo, and Darvin all beam back to the Defiant. How the hell did that happen?
Hell if I know.
Through the transporter, you schmuck. Ha! See what I did there?
Ah, that was slick.
Yeah.
You all right?
I always thought I was half left.
Better half left than half-assed. If you had half-assed, you'd look pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It'd be like this. It'd be a giant P running
You'd be a
around.
concave ass.
I don't know either one of these guys.
Yeah, you do. You brought me here.
Yeah, you can't take them back now. It's a little late for that.
Yeah, what, 33 and a half years ago?
Yep.
Anyway, Darvin, feeling he's succeeded in his personal vendetta against Kirk, states that he's put a bomb in a tribble. Bashir and O'Brien return to the Defiant as Odo and Sisko come up with a plan. Excuse me. While discussing the issue of not being able to get to K7 sensors, Dax speculates there are 1,771,561 tribbles on the station.
Holy crap.
Yeah, she goes into the whole breakdown of it,
You
too.
sure 1562?
No, I'm very sure.
Hey, I just had to throw it out there.
Hey, no worries. It's all good.
I'm here for you.
I appreciate that.
Hey, well, there you go.
She
But-
counted them as they fell out of the air ducts.
Well, I'll say there's more to that. Just hang on.
Yeah.
Sisko and Dax go to the bridge of the Enterprise as Odo, Bashir, and O'Brien return to the station. Odo says Mr. Worf appears to be allergic to tribbles, and we all know why. Anyway,
Bubonic plague.
so, yeah. Let me put it that way.
God. Wow.
Hey, that's a trouble.
Sound more
Hey,
like-
my ears are bleeding now. Thanks.
Now you know how I feel. Shit.
Yeah. You
So-
feel shit?
Yeah, I gotta go.
You better go wash your hands later.
Well, I will when I'm done with you.
Hey.
Hey.
George Carlin says, you know when I wash my hands?
When I shit on them.
Exactly.
And you know how often I do that? Tops. 2 to 3 times a week. Tops.
There you go.
Anyway.
Good man. Proud of you.
Thank you. As Dax reroutes the sensor controls to the station that Cisco's manning, Kirk walks onto the bridge and takes command, sitting on a tribble. He sits on a tribble. Dax makes her way to Cisco, who scans the ship, not finding the bomb, which relieves Dax because she half expected that tribble to go off when Kirk sat on it. How a civilian like that get onto a bridge of a Constitution-class starship in the 23rd century?
Question.
I'll never know. Anyway, when McCoy steps onto the bridge after Kirk calls him up, Dax recognizes him after a moment, stating that she'd met him while he was a med student at Ole Miss. She also said that he had the hands of a surgeon. Oh. All right. Deducing that Darvin put the bomb somewhere he knew Kirk would be in the next half hour, Cisco and Dax decide to stay close to Kirk to narrow things down. I need a drink.
Cheers and beers? Yeah.
Apply. In the mess hall. There you go. In the mess hall, Kirk orders a lunch that has been replaced by tribbles. Scotty enters the mess hall holding a bunch of tribbles in his arms, kind of like this, stating that they're into the machinery and the air vents. Spock says, "Captain, there are air vents of that type on the space station." To which Kirk replies, "In the storage compartments." A light comes on in Cisco's head.
Ding.
Ding, fries are done, as you would say. Cisco and Dax make their way into the storage compartments, where Dax detects a tricobalt signature. A bomb.
Ooh.
A bomb. Okay. As they start scanning, they hear someone trying to open the bay door. As the door beneath them to Dax's immediate left opens, spewing out tribbles, Dax finds that the bomb is still in the compartment. As they scan tribbles and don't detect the bomb, they throw them out, pelting Kirk randomly. They hear Kirk, Spock, and Barris discuss how many tribbles are on the station, to which Spock deduces there are 1,771,561 tribbles on the station at the time. Remember that number?
I do.
You should. Dax said
It wasn't
earlier.
562.
That's it, you schmuck.
Well, there you go, you prickless one there.
Hey.
Hey, I shouldn't disrespect the captain.
That's
Shit on
right.
me. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give myself a GFY.
Here, let me do it for you. All right.
Boy, I warned you about this.
No worries. Okay, with moments to go, Cisco finds the bomb, places it on top of his tricorder.
Repeat
What?
that in English?
I can't.
All right, then.
My universal translator is not functioning
Speak
properly.
Klingon, then.
Talk back. You know, to be or not to be.
Hell with it, kapla.
Damn right.
There you go. That's something we can all understand.
All right. Moments later, the bomb explodes after being beamed into space. As Kirk orders the door closed, history continued uninterrupted. Kirk was able to expose the Darvin of that time as a Klingon agent, as before. Kira learned how to return to the present, but before leaving, Cisco took a 23rd century pad to the bridge, calling it a duty roster to get Kirk's autograph. Hey, if you were put in that spot, would you do it?
Hey, just like Nike. Just do it. Hell with it.
Would you do it?
God hates a coward.
Just do it.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'd do it too. I mean, shit, I'm a captain. I'd want Kirk's autograph.
You think?
Nope, don't have to. That's instinct. Cisco says he's willing to take a reprimand for trying to get Kirk's... bless you, my friend. Trying to get Kirk's autograph. But Dahmer's like, but nothing probably happened, stating he'd have done the same thing. Once the agents leave, Cisco and Dax meet Odo in the promenade, seeing the area littered with tribbles, one of which Quark is spotting as an improvised toupee.
Interesting.
Hey, did you know that's a French word for hairpiece, or for like wig?
Oh, yes, I did.
Well, apparently Armin Shimmerman didn't know it. I refer you to the Star Trek Special Edition of, what the hell was that show? The Weakest Link.
Ah, right.
Because Bob Picardo...
I remember you telling me about this. That's right.
Bob Picardo voted for Armin Shimmerman to be voted off because he didn't know what toupee stood for.
I love me some Bob Picardo.
Being follically challenged himself.
Yep. That's why the man is the expert.
There you go. That's
I love
it.
that man.
That's-
That guy is incredible.
Are you talking about me? Are you talking about me on that
I'm
one?
talking about Bob. We're talking about Bob.
Hey, I didn't know. I was just saying, if you are talking about me, don't talk about me like I'm not here, you know?
Well, hey, you're here.
Exactly.
I'm talking about Bob Picardo.
All right, let's go behind the scenes on that one.
Holy the Bob.
Holy crap, we took about an hour and a half going through that one. I need a drink.
Holy jumping freaking Jehoshaphat.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Trials and Tribulations was conceived as a tribute to the original series, broadcast to coincide with Star Trek's 30th anniversary. When Paramount asked executive producer Ira Steven Behr to come up with a suitable story to mark the event, he and the writing staff of Deep Space Nine gathered together and began brainstorming for plot ideas. Behr toyed with the notion of hearkening back to the episode Charlie X, since that installment was a favorite of Behr's, and because actor Robert Walker, who had guest starred as Charlie Evans in that episode, was still available.
I wonder if he goes by Bob. What type of Bob?
Wouldn't surprise me. I'd shit if he went by Cordell, honestly. You know, Walker.
Texas Ranger. Raheem. Ah, Cordell, of course.
See what I did there?
Good one. Nice.
Skeptical that Walker would be interested in returning to Star Trek, this concept was discarded. You know, played it safe.
Exactly.
Makes sense to me. I'd have done it too. As an alternate idea, conceived by writer Ron Moore, was to revisit Sigma Iosha 2 from the episode A Piece of the Action.
Ah!
You know about that one?
Oh, you think?
No, I know.
Alrighty then.
I gave you that one about 2 years ago.
Exactly.
From the episode...
It's been that long already.
Right?
Jump a freaking Jehoshaphat.
Imitators of Kirk and Spock would be discovered as a social commentary on the Trekkie phenomenon. Excuse me. However, fellow writer Renee Echeverria wanted to revisit a classic episode using original footage. This was made possible by recent technological innovations, such as those used in the 1994 Bob Zemeckis movie Forrest Gump.
Ah! A classic Oscar winner.
There it is.
Rainbow, Alabama. Otherwise known as Eastern Mississippi.
Shit happens sometimes, Forrest.
That's right.
See?
There you go.
When the writers sat down to decide...
Fella couldn't even bury his penis before he came. Ah!
That's it.
Oh,
when
little failure.
When the writers sat down to decide which episode to use, there was a little question that The Trouble with Tribbles was not arguably the most famous original series episode, but also an excellent choice in that it was relatively lighthearted compared to other well-known episodes such as The City on the Edge. Oh, really?
It's only the second time ever.
All right, hold tight.
On Prosper, anyway.
No, maybe the first time. Who knows?
Might could be.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've drank a bit since then. Anyway, where was I at? Okay.
Cuss of the Love Goddess.
There was little question that The Trouble with Tribbles was not arguably the most famous.
You gave birth to this. Remember that.
I love him.
Oh, little failure.
Is this the one? Yeah. Okay.
I love you like I love it. Affect the scrotum.
All right, let's get back on course before we fall into a wormhole and I have to destroy the warp core.
Hi.
There was little question that The Trouble with Tribbles was not only arguably the most famous original series episode, but also an excellent choice in that it was relatively lighthearted compared to other well-known episodes such as The City on the Edge of Forever.
That one rocked.
Let me drink real quick.
Yeah, I'll drink with you.
In what Ira Steven Behr considered the most incredible coincidence he has ever experienced, Behr and the other producers were at a pizza parlor in Beverly Hills, discussing the possibility of bringing original series actors back for this episode when he recognized Charlie Brill, who played Arn Darvin. Although Behr was hesitant to discuss the matter directly with Brill due to the complications that normally entail Hollywood negotiations, Brill was greatly honored to be given a chance to make history twice, and felt that Gene Roddenberry would be proud.
Remember, if you do it that way, that's British for flipping people off.
Yeah, well, we ain't doing that right now. We don't have reason.
I'm just letting you know that.
We don't have a reason. I was in Britain too. I know that.
Alrighty then. I'm just letting people know. I entertained and informed like me, George Carlin.
Yeah. He wasn't drunk when he did it though. You're thinking of Ron White.
Yeah, close enough. It's all good. Forget about it.
All right. Behr later joked in a DVD audio commentary for the episode that the remarkable turn of events proved God was a Deep Space Nine fan.
I believe that.
I believe it too.
Absolute smurfaloo.
While Brill stated that he was happy he hadn't gone out for Chinese food instead.
Damn, craziness.
I know, right? Thank God for pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza. The difference in appearance of the original series and 23rd and 24th century Klingons, excuse me, first recognized as canon here. It wasn't touched on in Blood Oath, which I'll probably touch on later.
I'm here for you.
Glad somebody is.
Hey, there you go.
Was addressed in the Enterprise episode Affliction and Divergence. There was a conscious effort to keep Worf at a distance from the original series era Klingons due to the obvious makeup differences.
Andy's allergic.
Damn it, quit trying to outdo me.
Shut up.
Captain.
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Ron Moore wrote Worf's explanation, or lack thereof.
What's Yipper and Yapper? What do you want from me?
I didn't say anything. Into the script because he felt there was not a single explanation that's less than preposterous for the makeup differences, and he believed that fans could figure out why the Klingons look so different. Bashir and O'Brien's dialogue concerning the issue had them suggesting reasons. Genetic engineering, or viral mutation, that had long been proposed by fans as the reasons for the differences. When the Enterprise episodes were filmed, the final canon explanation for the difference combined their suppositions. And I'll talk about that later.
Right now, he says, hello.
Hi, Shadow. I love you. You guys are nice. I don't love you as much as Lucky and Windsor, though.
Oh, close.
Close enough. You guys are like canine nephews.
You want to look at you. He's covering his eyes with his ears.
I don't blame him. If I were a Patriots fan, I wouldn't want to look at him. If I were a Patriots fan's dog, I wouldn't want to look at a Colts fan.
It's your show, but it's my love goddess's casa.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's all right. Like I said, it's a crossover.
Don't make me give you das Boot, sir. Captain. Big McLarge.
Captain Big McLarge. Ron Moore's original idea for the episode was later picked up by Star Trek Voyager in the episode. In the episode Virtuoso. Although being set in the Delta Quadrant, contact with the Iosians was physically impossible. Instead, the crew stumble upon a technologically advanced culture which lacks the concept of music.
I think Lucky and Winston might be jealous, but it's all good.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yep.
Okay, the culture lacked music, which was fascinated by the Doctor singing. The aliens began to idolize him. And you know who played the Doctor, right?
Who that?
Robert Picardo.
Of course.
Yes.
Bob! What Dr. Bob?
Yep. We'll talk. We talked more about Bob on Beer and Song today.
Shadow, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah.
He loves himself in America.
The writers were initially skeptical about whether creating an episode such as this with the relatively limited budget of a TV series would be possible. However, when the visual effects team showed them a clip from The Trouble with Tribbles, they were unable to tell that an extra person had been added to the scene because the blending was so seamless. Contrary to the normal technique of chroma key, better known as blue or green screen shooting, in which the new footage is shot with a blue or green background in order to allow the computer to easily place the characters into another piece of footage. The scene in which Dax and Sisko are working behind Kirk and Spock was shot with an actual set background and then placed into the existing footage. This was due to the fact that there was no panel for Sisko and Dax to pretend to repair in the original shot. Now, hold on, Memory Alpha. Hold on to your hat.
Uh-oh.
Where'd she go?
She vanished like a fart in the wind.
Did she beam out?
I guess so.
God damn it. All right. Now, I went back.
Oi!
I saw The Trouble with Tribbles after I watched this one. And you know what? The panel was there. It was shifted a little bit down the corridor.
Right.
But it was there. I'm borrowing something from you. You cool with it?
Yo, by all means, I'm here for you. I support like a double D bra.
Underwire. That's support. Yeah. Memory Alpha.
Oh!
The panel was there. It was a little bit further, but it was there.
That's so funny because you and I talked about preparations before we did the show.
Shame on them.
And you said that there wouldn't be any GFYs.
I didn't think there would be. I totally forgot about that.
See?
Hey,
that's why never prepare too far in advance. I go with the flow and let nature go.
Well, not even that, but that's also what happens when you watch one episode, then watch another episode, then months later you go back and look at memory alpha.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
Ironic more than anything.
That's what it's all about, learning something new every day.
That's it. My day's not wasted. All right. Where was I at? Creating the footage for scenes such as the fight with the Klingons took almost a full week to shoot due to the number of components involved, the complexity of the staging, and minor details. Anybody that saw that scene would get it. You saw it?
I did.
You get it?
Oh, I got it.
Case in point.
I got it, baby.
Excuse me.
Well, hot damn, there she is.
Who?
The one that birthed you. The lovely Gail.
Oh, Chief of Security?
Hey!
What?
He's waiting for you.
Nah, she's all good. As long as she comes back before I sign off.
Yeah, you have to come back before he signs off.
All right. Everything from the original series sets was created faithfully, right down to the blinking lights on the bridge, which the crew recreated by freeze framing and painstakingly examining the original series footage. I thought I was the only nut that did shit like that.
Well,
Guess not.
Nope.
Guess not.
See?
Everything from the turbolift control panels to the wall intercoms to the basic surface textures and backlit graphics in the corridors were reproduced exactly as they appeared. Even the pattern of the overhead graphics in the Enterprise corridors is identical to the original.
All about attention to detail.
Well, hang on, hold that thought.
Uh-oh, holding.
There were some minor details that didn't come out as planned. In the novelization, David Gerrold, who wrote the original Trouble episode, the one you always confuse this one with,
Yep, exactly.
spoke about the production.
I confused it again, see?
He spoke about the production in the preamble. Among other things, he tells how Bob Justman pointed out that both paneling and orange frames across from some ladder were not right. Mike Okuda explained that those were the only two things they could not perfectly recreate, as the company that made the reflective plastic had gone out of business 10 years earlier, and that nobody else produced that kind.
That makes sense.
You know what? Factors beyond their control.
Exactly.
That's what I chalked that one up to. Anybody that doesn't get that, you get that. That's two in the same episode.
You gotta take advantage of it while you're here, right?
Damn right. You know what?
And 3 times the charm, yeah.
Hey, hold your breath. Might happen. I might give it to you. Who knows?
You've given it to me twice.
I did? Well, shoot, it's the 4th time.
What? 4, 2.
2.
3 times before 4.
You said...
Hey, press on! Captain.
Exactly. Thank
Sir.
you. The lights showing the movement when inside the turbolift are considerably faster than in the original series in this episode. I thought they were slower.
I guess. It depends on who the individual is.
Which individual?
Because some people would think it was slower, some people would think it was faster, depending on who it is.
That's true. Hey, you know what? Move over here.
It's a relative...
Move over to that side. It'll work easier.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
It'll work easier.
Okay.
Hey, you're back. Hey, she's back. She brought more H2O.
Hey, you wicked awesome mom. The only mother you've ever had.
The only one he's probably ever going to have.
My blood.
Wow.
By blood.
Hope.
By blood.
Good point.
I consider Debbie a stepmother.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
You never met her, but she's very...
She's a good girl.
Hey, you know what her last name is?
What's that?
Kirk.
Oh, perfect.
My dad's girlfriend.
That's right.
Debbie Kirk. Hey, you know what?
That's right. I have seen her. She's way cool.
She's awesome.
That's awesome.
And you know who else is named Kirk? William Shatner. And you know where he's from? He's from Canada.
Hey, old Canada indeed.
First time I've ever done that on Prosper.
Guy gets along with Canada. Our neighbors up north.
Hey, I did when I hosted those beer and song of the day episodes. I did it.
You have to.
Exactly.
I give love to Canada every single day of the week on Beer and Song of the Day.
See? See? There you go.
Right.
All right. Damn it. Okay. The original Enterprise, now in the Smithsonian Museum exhibit, had been refurbished and altered slightly over the years. Knowing that fans would expect every minor detail of this episode for consistency.
Well, you have to.
Exactly. The staff consulted sketches made for the original series and had a special set of plans made for the new model's construction. They even inspected it with a magnifying glass to ensure everything was perfect.
Pristine.
Precise.
Ah, the other PR word. Whatever.
Public relations?
Public relations?
Hey, you know after the beer after the beer and song of the day episode I did earlier, I'm surprised that I'm talking like this. Anyway.
You reap what you sow. Remember that.
That's what she said.
Bad influence. Yeah. Of course, you know my love goddess. You have to be crazy to be married to something like this.
Or at least be friends with it. Anyway,
Wow.
the original model of space...
First time you ever slept on Prosper.
Last time, too. I'm going to court-martial your ass for that one. That's what I thought.
Sorry, folks. I give public apology. Much respect.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're back to square one.
That's it.
I'll drink to that.
I got to demote him now. Anyway, the recreation used in the new footage was created as faithfully as possible by watching the original episode as any fan might. Good on him! All right. Now, this was two-part. Let me get there first.
Okay.
The clip featuring Cisco meeting Kirk was created with footage from Mirror Mirror rather than The Trouble with Tribbles. Yeah, hold that thought.
Yep.
Taking Kirk's introduction to the Prime Universe, Marlena Moreau, and inserting Cisco in Moreau's place. Now, I added to that. I sent a picture of myself and that picture to a friend of mine, and he photoshopped my head onto Cisco's body.
Oh, that part! Yes, I love this.
See? I told you to wait for it.
I know.
Which is why this guy thinks I appeared in an episode of Star Trek.
Yes.
But hey, you know what?
That was freaking epic.
See?
That was freaking wicked awesome.
You know what? It's their 50th. Screw it. I'm going to give some love. Ray Ficetti. He did that.
Dude.
He also...
Ray.
Hang on.
Bro. Go ahead.
He also made that cover picture for you.
That's right. Bro. Man. From the Reverend Dr. B, the Love Doctor, to you, I give you the Love Doctor salute.
That's not it.
I give you much respect. I give you the Love Doctor salute.
I'll do it.
Oh, hell yeah!
And you know what?
And we're going to give him the Prosper salute.
That's it.
Oh, it is so rare to get a Prosper salute and a Love Doctor salute on the same show, a beer and song a day, and I don't think it's ever happened on Prosper.
No.
I can't remember. It may have. I don't remember.
Well, if it hasn't, it just did.
This is incredible.
This is an epic show, folks.
Ray, you're
Totally incredible.
You're a freaking incredible BMF, bad mofo.
EPIC, epic.
Epic.
All right, let's drink. Let's get back on course.
Hey. Yeah, I had trained to make it rain. You know what I'm saying?
Well, go to waste extraction then.
How about that? On the way to that bay.
There you go. Cisco's comment about asking Kirk about fighting the Gorn on Cestus 3 is a reference to Arena, which you already know. In the original episode, when Kirk opens the door to the cargo hold and is pelted with tribbles, a tribble occasionally lands on him every minute or so, even after all the tribbles would have fallen out. It is in this episode that the reason is learned. Cisco and Dax are hiding in the cargo hold, scanning all the tribbles and then tossing them out the door. You know, like that. Might have to get that one back. Anyway.
I'm kidding.
Nah, don't worry about it. When Kirk sits on the tribble in the captain's chair, Dax is standing right where he looks and shrugs sympathetically towards him. In Trials and Tribulations, Uniting Two Legends, a featurette on the Deep Space Nine Season 5 DVD, Terry Farrell claims that director John West insisted, much to her delight, that the glance be as short as possible. Since, if it went too long, the audience would be hard-pressed to believe that Kirk would not make a point of introducing himself to such a beautiful young officer new to his ship. If you've ever watched the original series, you would know that. Same to you. While you're at waste extraction.
Went to the bathroom.
I know. He went to waste extraction. In relation to the show, to making the show feel as close to the spirit of the original as possible, Ron Morris commented, "My only real gripe was the music. I had hoped it would be more like the original score, and I thought it hurt the show, particularly during the barroom brawl, by changing the tone of the scene. Renee and I also had this idea to redo the entire end title sequence as an homage to the original series, with freeze-frame shots from various Deep Space Nine episodes in the background."
It's on today's back.
Did you wipe?
Of course.
Good. I didn't know you had to wipe.
Unless you'd be uncivilized.
I didn't know you had to wipe when you went to go pee.
Well, I'm pretending I'm you.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, like Mr. Rogers always said, you gotta make believe.
You know, you're making believe I wipe after I pee.
Well, at least you don't have this burning sensation when you pee.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
All right. That idea never got very far, chiefly because we were the only proponents of it, and also because the show was so far over budget that we couldn't afford to spend any more money. To date, the only episodes of a Trek show to have changed title and credit sequences for a specific episode have been the Mirror Universe Star Trek Enterprise episodes In a Mirror Darkly and In a Mirror Darkly Part 2. That's where I got my Mirror Mirror theme from.
Yep.
Actually, excuse me, that's where my Mirror Universe counterpart got the theme from when he wore the Patriots jersey and did my show.
Ah, yeah! Oh, yeah!
See?
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
That was epic, baby. That was the sound and video heard and seen around the world.
Well, you know, in the Mirror Universe, you're a Jets fan. And a Canadians fan.
Isn't that funny?
And a
Yankees fan.
And a Yankees fan.
I'd rather... Oh, God.
See? The Mirror Universe
No,
is
I understand.
Total opposite.
Totally understand.
All right.
Oh, good one.
There's still one cotton. More
Get it out.
I'm trying. I might have to just let it sit. Moore also stated that as of the end of season 5... Shit, you might want to order dinner.
I know that.
We will.
Did you alright?
Not yet.
Get your show done.
Gotta get the show done. We're almost there, right?
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Moore stated that as of the end of season 5 of the show, this was the most expensive 1-hour episode produced.
Oh, wow.
Here's an example. This will probably be the longest episode of Prosper ever done.
I think so.
Here is an example of the Forrest Gump technique. Ah, shit, I can't show it.
Forrest Gump. Oh, sorry, wrong technique.
You're good. Yeah, that's true. All right, well, I can describe it. The example of the Forrest Gump technique is as follows. In the original, in the briefing room, next to Chekhov, there is a gold shirt and a red shirt. Okay, follow me so far?
Yeah, I see him right there. I'm looking at him. Go with it.
All right, you following me?
Yeah.
Okay, in the next version, next to Chekhov, is Chief O'Brien wearing his red shirt and Dr. Bashir in blue. Okay?
Hey, I'm over here.
Okay?
I'm a doctor anyway. It's fitting.
You're a doctor, not an engineer.
See?
All right, another feature was I talked about it earlier as Marlena Moreau was next to Kirk from Mirror Mirror. They replaced her with Ben Sisko, who I had replaced with me.
Love that guy.
See? Avery Brooks, awesome shit.
You know it.
Yep, this one, if you haven't figured it out, this one's already going to be explicit. Okay, you know what? We still got more. Once this episode was...
The number 2 black box.
Yeah, she'll do it.
Hang on.
Come on.
Let the doctor do it.
I'll be right back. No, I'll let you make the phone call.
All right. All right, we need to get... I need to keep going. I need to stay on course. Once this episode was greenlit, an immediate question faced by the production staff was when it would air. The actual 30th anniversary of Star Trek was 8 September 1966, but if the show aired that week, it would make it the first episode of the 5th season. There it was, excuse me. The producers discussed the possibility of showing this episode as a kind of standalone show before returning to established chronology the following week with Apocalypse Rising. But they ultimately decided to abandon this idea.
Hi, sir. What?
The producers specifically chose John West to direct this episode due to his cinematography training.
It's a roll.
According to West, he shot the episode as if it were actually 1967, with 60 style lenses and lighting techniques. He also used a 60 style film stock with a finer grain and a different color saturation from that used in the 90s. In Trials and Tribulations, a historic endeavor, a featurette on the 5th season Deep Space Nine DVDs. Production designer Herman Zimmerman explained that he had just returned to Deep Space Nine from working on Star Trek First Contact, as Trials and Tribulations was going into early production. Zimmerman noticed that the art department was drawing up construction plans so as to build the Enterprise sets by using the only floor plans that they could find on the Paramount lot. However, these plans had an incorrect scale, which put the Enterprise's corridors at 7.5 feet wide, when Zimmerman knew they were actually 12 feet wide. He points out that if he hadn't returned at that moment all the Enterprise sets would have been in 5/8 scale. Thank God for that one. According to Terry Farrell, it was easier to interact with stock footage than real people, due to the fact that they could watch the existing footage and observe exactly what the other person would be doing in the scene. That makes sense. Jadzia Dax's enthusiasm about the 23rd century and her desire to revisit old friends was the writer's avenue by which to convey their own enthusiasm about writing the episode. It was also intended to represent the way fans of the original series would feel when watching the fusion of past and present Trek series. When Jadzia and Ben Sisko enter the corridor aboard the USS Enterprise, the reactions from the actors are genuine, as they had not been on the set prior to that shot and were truly amazed by how faithfully the set recreated the look and feel of the original series. According to Terry Farrell, what was great was that we were supposed to react to the sets like, wow, we're on the Enterprise. And it was easy because we felt like, wow, we're on the Enterprise. It looks so real. Real. This technique is commonly used in Hollywood, for example. Two performers whose characters will be meeting for the first time may be kept separate prior to filming in order to evoke a more genuine reaction. A good example is William Peterson and Tom Noonan in Michael Mann's 1986 film Manhunter. They didn't actually meet one another until principal photography wrapped. Excuse me. Director Winrick Colby employed this technique during the storytelling of the 6th season episode The Sound of Her Voice, where he did not allow Deborah Wilson to meet any of the recurring cast until after shooting was complete. The scene in which Dax is on the bridge of the Enterprise took 12 takes because of the complexity involved in the timing of the shot. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey, just make sure there's green olives on that pizza.
Too late. Your mother ordered it.
Mom! Did you put green olives on it?
Nope.
Damn it. Oh, screw it.
Do you like green olives?
Don't worry about it. Reportedly, the stunt crew had both a challenge and a good time adjusting to the old school brawling style used in this episode's fight scenes. Sorry, we ordered dinner. I'm hungry. I'm thinking with my stomach.
Starving.
See?
I are hungry.
The film elements from the original Trouble with Tribbles episode were used and transferred digitally instead of using the 1980s analog flying spot scan transfers.
Love guys didn't want to cook on her birthday, so.
That were on professional format 1-inch Type C open reel videotape. You gotta be with her, you know that?
Huh?
You gotta be with her.
I know, but I'll do that later.
Yeah, do it later. There's always later.
After you guys go home.
That's it.
After you warp out.
Well, hey, you know what? We're going to beam out after this one's done.
All right, fair enough.
So that there wouldn't be... damn it, I'm going to start this one over. The film elements of the original... I love these two.
You birthed them. Remember that.
I love these two. They're nuts, but I love them. The film elements from the original Trouble with Tribbles episode were used and transferred digitally instead of using the 1980s analog flying spot scan transfers that were on professional format 1-inch Type C open reel videotape, so that there wouldn't be a difference in quality between the original scenes and the new Deep Space Nine scenes.
I'm trying to find where you're at.
I'm right here. I'm in Casa de Love, guys.
Okay.
Especially for scenes where the characters from both shows were in the same shot. Fist me.
Bro fist.
That's it. Irish Stephen Bear commented, the
Father
episode...
son fist. Oh, shit. She did it right. Do it again. It's like...
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Irish
jealous.
Stephen Bear commented, the episode was just an amazing amount of work. I need a beer after that one.
We'll get you one.
Well, you have a beer
Wrap
in your
up the
hand.
show.
Not anymore. The crew, the technical people, the actors, they just threw themselves into it. They were all having fun. Kind of like we are right now.
Oh, we're having a lot of fun.
That's it. Just sitting on those sets, being on that bridge. It was a hoot. A real hoot.
Hoot, hoot.
Hoot, hoot. Everyone who worked on it should be credited.
Stop it.
The enthusiasm was like a little virus that just kept spreading. It's very rare in television when you're fighting the clock and you have to produce so much in a limited amount of time. To really lavish the care of an episode the way we did on this.
He gets excited when a woman's on his shoulder.
Not
And
that
he
one.
realizes it's mom. He's like, oh.
Not that one, but hey, the only regret.
Exactly. You're not from West Virginia.
That's right.
Exactly.
The only regret I have is that we can't lavish that time and attention on every single episode.
We have on this one.
No shit.
All right then.
Although he was thrilled with with how the episode turned out, with the high ratings it received, and with the critical. The hell is that word?
Where?
Plaudits. Plaudits.
A plaudits.
I would say you're the. Say it again.
Plaudits.
The critical plaudits it garnered. I'm not sober. It garnered. There was one thing that Ira Bear wasn't completely happy about.
You're straight as a politician.
No,
Oh.
not that way.
Not that kind of straight.
See what I did there? The only thing that bugs me about it is that it feeds off the myth of the franchise, and the fact that it's so popular saddens me in a way, in the sense that I wish a show that is Deep Space Nine intensive didn't have to lean on the history. I see that. That makes sense to me.
I see it. I got my eyes open.
Well, I'm glad one of us does. Alexander said he commented that he found Trials and Tribulations a particularly fun show. Like the Bond show. I'll get into that one later.
Oh, God, yes.
I felt like I'd taken on another character. Bashir wasn't the usual Bashir, if that makes any sense. And it was wonderfully strange to see myself acting with William Shatner.
The Shat.
The Shat. From Canada, you know.
Hey,
you know what?
Canada indeed.
I'm going to do it twice. I think I just set a record over Beer and Song of the Day.
Hey, Beer and Song of the Day used to do it a lot.
Yeah, I know.
And then some of the fans said that it was a little over excessive. So,
I'm glad he trimmed it.
hey, had to. Once a day is good enough.
There you go. I did it twice. Anyway,
Nice.
the technology is amazing nowadays. Back in 1996, yeah, imagine it now.
I know, right?
Hey,
Impressive.
think the Terminator Genesis. They were able to create a CG Arnold Schwarzenegger that fought with a real-life Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Incredible.
That's 20 years.
Shoot.
That's 19 years.
Could never do that.
You could never do that?
Oh, hell no.
No, Arnold would kick your ass. Real or
Give
CG?
me my abacus and I'm good.
It's back over there.
Exactly.
All right. When Cisco, O'Brien, and Bashir appear in the hallway of the Defiant in their 23rd century uniforms, I mentioned this earlier, Bashir thinks that Cisco and O'Brien have put on the wrong shirts because of the color. Noticing that in the 23rd century, the command and engineering colors were reversed. In the 23rd century, this would be an operations officer.
Ah.
Yeah, I would be prone to death. O'Brien said, hang on to your hat. You like the classic stuff.
Hang on to the hat.
O'Brien says, in effect, don't you know why? To which Bashir responded, I'm a doctor, not a historian.
I'm a doctor and a historian.
No, you're not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Exactly.
No, you're not.
Your mom knows. Mother knows best.
No, she doesn't.
Classic show.
You have all the
Great
trivia.
show, wasn't it?
You have all the trivia.
Yeah, no.
Odo makes a comment to Worf about humanoids liking small, furry animals, especially if they make a pleasing sound. A similar line was used by Leonard McCoy in the original episode.
I miss him.
Me too. When Dahmer references the date of the original incident and Luxley adds that it was a Friday, it was a reference to the fact that The Trouble with Tribbles originally aired on a Friday. Did you know that?
Actually, I did.
You did?
I did. I looked that up a couple months ago.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, anyway. According to Dahmer and Luxley, this episode takes place 105 years, 1 month, and 12 days after the events of The Trouble with Tribbles.
That's weird because I'm going to live to be 106 years, 5 months, and 8 days old.
That's pretty close.
I've had that date in my head since 1985, December 5th, 2079.
Here we go. I mentioned this one earlier. Quark appeared in this episode as an homage to the similarly trouble-covered bartender in the original episode, but Armin Shimmerman had no spoken lines.
That's right.
He didn't say a word because that was his only shot. Okay, here you go.
No evil, see no evil.
There you go. Here, for you fans of the original series, George Takei does not appear in the episode.
Oh!
He didn't appear in the original either.
I forgot about that.
This was, however, remedied by his appearance in Star Trek Voyager's 30th anniversary episode Flashback.
Hey, you have to make up for lost time.
Which I did last May.
Yep, exactly. Well done.
Which was, at the time, the longest episode of Prosper produced.
Yeah.
I think
Not anymore.
I think this one beat it.
I think so.
The names of the temporal investigators.
Bad influence.
Yes, you are. The names of the temporal investigators, Dahmer and Luxley, are anagrams of Mulder and Scully, the paranormal investigators of the X-Files. Or, in the case of Dahmer, a near anagram, which, I think... Nope, that's right. That's right. Indeed, when meeting Cisco in his office, Dahmer tells him he wants the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
While Luxley is mostly skeptical about elements of Cisco's story. The writer considered having one of the characters deliver the line, "The truth is out there." Excuse me. Here we go. You remember how I brought up D7 earlier?
Yes.
Listen to this.
Back in last
Nope, it was
days ago.
last hour.
I feel that way.
Shit.
I'll get the pen.
Don't worry about the pen. I got another one. The term D7, in reference to the original Klingon battlecruiser, started out as an inside joke between Shatner and Nimoy, both Canadians. Hey, you know what? Third time's a charm.
There you go.
Third.
Yes.
Eighth.
I've only done it 3 times so far. In eventuality, it eventually became a reference to this style of battleship, but it wasn't official until this episode. The designation had been used since 1979 in the game Starfleet Battles for that particular class of ship. Did you know that?
I do now.
Did you?
I forgot about that.
There you go.
Forgot.
There you go. As Dax tells Cisco about how much more handsome Spock was in the flesh, the Kirk-Barris dialogue in the background is actually taken from their later confrontation aboard the station after Cyrano Jones had been detained. I didn't realize that. But then again, it's been a while since I watched it for this.
See, even you learn stuff.
Or remember stuff. Hey, as the captain, we know...
Rusty memory, you wipe off the rust and dust and you're good to go.
Hey, you know what? Captains know everything.
Exactly.
We just need refreshers. Also, regarding the comment by Dax regarding the Spock's looks, it is curious that it seems the first time a Dax has seen Spock in person. Both were actively involved in their Kinnemer Accords. Did you know that?
Nope. I forgot about that.
I believe it.
I forget a lot of shit.
But being at that time the womanizer Curzon, being the womanizer Curzon, he may have never considered or even noticed Spock's handsomeness. And so the symbiont Dax could barely have a memory of him other than being a high-ranked male Vulcan. Instead, it was the first time Jadzia had seen Spock in person. That makes sense. When Bashir specs he is experiencing a predestination paradox. Do you know what that means?
It went way over my head.
That means you have to go back in time to create an event to happen for you to go back in time. Like, I would have to go back in time and have sex with Pat Cross in order for you to be born. That way I could be born later to go back in time to have sex with Pat Cross, so on and so forth.
Wow.
You know what that means?
Okay.
Yeah, that means
you said something about having sex with somebody so she could be born so that eventually you could be born?
That's it.
Yes, that's
okay.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Hang on.
That's like an old song on my old grandpa.
Hey, think of Back to the Future.
Good point.
Gotcha.
Now we're trying.
Oh,
Thank
I get
you.
it now.
Wow.
All right, let me start that over.
Fries are done.
Now that they get it, let me go back. Let me get started over.
Wow.
When Julian Bashir suspects he's experiencing a predestination paradox and is destined to fall in love with Lieutenant Wally and become his own ancestor, he remarks to Chief O'Brien that surely he has attended elementary temporal mechanics at Starfleet Academy.
Shirley, you can't be serious and stop calling me Shirley.
I will stop calling you Shirley. However, as an enlisted crewman, O'Brien has never been to the academy.
Never been to where?
No, he was enlisted. He had no reason to go to the academy.
Oh, the academy.
Starfleet Academy.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Duh.
O'Brien believes that Lieutenant Freeman is Captain Kirk. I mentioned that one earlier. The actor in that scene, Paul Baxley, was a regular stunt double for William Shatner in the original series.
Interesting.
You talk about Easter eggs.
No kidding.
Hey, you know, when you get Alzheimer's, you can hide your own Easter eggs.
Oh.
If you're not there already.
Oh, that's so cold. So true.
In the same scene,
wow.
Odo's failure to immediately realize that Freeman is not the captain is somewhat incongruous. Since he had been in the bar before Chekhov and Uhura, who had entered just as Kirk and Spock were leaving, he and Kirk must have been in the bar at the same time. Yeah.
It happened.
So does shit.
Exactly.
Sometimes. We've been around each other too long.
Scary.
So are you in the mirror first thing in the morning.
Hey!
The number of
not to rub it in!
See? The number of tribbles that Dax calculates is the same number that Spock determined in the original episode. I pointed that out earlier.
I love this.
You need another drink?
No.
You know what? I'm going to have to replicate you.
Will I need another drink?
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Darvin, posing as Barry Waddle, claims he deals in, among other things, Kivas and Trillium.
Kivas and Trillium?
Yeah, let me think about that for a second.
A second? It's been longer than a second.
Yeah. The two materials Spock claimed he dealt in while posing as a Vulcan trader in the original series episode, Errand of Mercy, which first introduced us to the Klingons.
All right.
See? Tying in all sorts of trick history.
Bingo!
That's it. Ding fries are done. Worf, slightly younger than he is here, met an older Scotty 101 years later while serving aboard another Enterprise in the Next Generation episode Relics.
Another good one.
Yes. In the O'Brien was also serving aboard that Enterprise at the time, though it's not known if he and Scotty ever actually met. Did you know that?
Nope.
I'll bet you didn't know that.
I don't know if they met.
Nobody does.
All right then.
Sisko states that if he could, without causing harm to the timeline, he would ask Kirk about his confrontation with the Gorn on Cestus 3 in the original series episode Arena. Worf already had something of a similar opportunity when Dax introduced him to Kor in the Deep Space Nine episode The Sword of Kahless, mentioning, among other things, his confrontation with Kirk on Organia in the Errand of Mercy, which is Kor's first appearance. The boots worn by Terry Farrell in the past were later reused in the Enterprise episode In a Mirror Darkly. Bet you guys didn't know that.
Nope.
Told you. Knew it.
All I know is Terry Farrell's finer than a new set of snow tires. That's all I know. That's all I care.
I'd give her a crew physical, if I were single, of course, and a doctor.
But I am a legally ordained minister and Doctor of Divinity.
Yeah,
so that doctor works for me.
There you go.
But I'm happily married to royalty, so I would never ruin myself like that.
Too bad he's not an ND.
Nah.
That would be something else.
Muff diver.
Hey, you said it, not me. Whoa!
You were thinking that I had the balls to say what you were thinking.
Hey, we tend to tone it down a little bit here.
Oops.
Shit happens.
Sometimes.
See, Forrest? The USS Defiant crew bringing some tribbles back to the 24th century, and thus repopulating the species, is reminiscent of the original Enterprise crew bringing two humpback whales with them from the 20th century into the future to do the same thing.
I always admire the term humpback.
I'll hump your back.
You would.
Let me slam this one in another beer and we'll talk about it.
Uh-oh.
But no, remember, think back. You've seen Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home to
Oh, of course.
See?
Another classic.
So
Loved it.
You know what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Dax claims that
That was funny.
Dax claims that Koloth once told Curzon that he regretted not facing Captain Kirk in battle. However, in the animated series episode More Troubles, More Tribbles, one of those.
Hey, see? Now you know what I feel.
I've got crossed eyes, all right? I've been drinking too much.
I'm sober and I confused the two.
Yeah.
Not sober anymore.
At least I have an excuse.
Excuses like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Some of them stink.
So I hear.
Yeah, I smell it. Koloth fought the Enterprise several times. This may be due to the fact that the animated series was officially declared non-canon by Paramount, despite the animated series references being worked into the series, including the Adosian Orchid and Broken Link from Deep Space Nine. A more benevolent reason could be that Koloth and Kirk in the animated series episode never had a real battle, just skirmishes and tricks. Sisko's line of storage compartments in the episode is the same as Kirk's line of storage compartments from The Trouble with Tribbles. One of the temporal investigations officers, I think it was Luxley, mentions that James T. Kirk had made 17 temporal violations. You know what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Memory Alpha, you did not know it was Luxley.
Uh-oh.
I did. Memory Alpha, to you.
This is why Beer Song of the Day always says that Justin Dimmick of Prosper knows more than anybody else in the world. Proof again, he's the expert.
See? The man knows what he's talking about. All right.
High five.
High five. Prosper style.
I missed it. Anyway, considering Kirk went back in time on at least seven separate occasions, from the original series episode, The Naked Time, Tomorrow's Yesterday, City on the Edge of Forever, Assignment Earth, All Our Yesterdays, the movie Star Trek IV The Voyage Home, and Star Trek Generations. 17 violations seems reasonable, though the time travel in Assignment Earth likely wouldn't count as a violation, as on that occasion Kirk was acting under orders from Starfleet. Okay, you follow me so far?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Okay, some obvious ones include, but are not limited to, beaming aboard a 20th century Earth Air Force pilot, allegedly erased. Beaming aboard a 20th century Earth Air Force security guard. Same episode. Excuse me. Breaking into a military base in 1969 and getting caught. Also allegedly erased. Breaking into a military base in 1968 and getting caught. Beaming out, risking being seen doing so. Stealing clothes and clashing with law enforcement in 1930. Beaming aboard 2 New York City policemen. Helping to sabotage a rocket launch in 1968. Being involuntarily transported into Sarpedion's past. That's not his fault. I waived that one. Giving information about transparent aluminum to the Plexicorp president. Although this could be attributed more to Scotty than Kirk, as Scotty himself speculated that they were merely preserving history by providing the original inventor with the means to create it. But at the same time, the captain is responsible for the actions of the members of the crew under his command. Bringing 2 humpback whales from the 20th century to save Earth from a cetacean probe. Bringing back Gillian Taylor to the 23rd century. Leaving Klingon technology aboard the USS Enterprise, CVN 65.
Yep.
Chekhov throws his non-functioning phaser at his captors while trying to escape. Hey, then again, Kirk's in command of Chekhov. Allowing Bones to cure a 20th century patient with 23rd century medicine. Remember the old lady going through kidney dialysis?
That's right. Yep.
He did one of those. He went, hey, watch him. Say, hey, you swallow that. If you have any more problems, just call me. 5 minutes later, she was going down the hallway saying, Doctor gave me a pill and I grew a new kidney. See?
Miracles, baby.
That's it.
Miracles.
Using a phaser and decloaking a Klingon bird of prey at the presence of 20th century natives. Temporal investigations may not know about this. As McCoy may be unaware, his phaser went missing and a homeless man killed himself with it. Sitting on the edge of forever.
I know. What a shitty way to go that was.
Taking work, money, housing, and food that others would have otherwise consumed. Sitting on the edge forever. And after Kirk saved the Enterprise B from being destroyed in the Nexus, he was swept into the energy ribbon. Although from his point of view, Kirk was altering future events, he technically went into the past by agreeing to assist Captain Picard to stop Soren. However, Picard altered past events by preventing the destruction of the Viridian system and the survivors of the Enterprise D. Kirk would have known that by leaving the timeline, he would be assisting Picard after the timeline alter the timeline by preventing the torpedo launch. Watch Star Trek Generations, you'll get it.
Oh yeah.
This is the first episode of Star Trek since the animated series episode The Counterclock Incident in 1974 to feature any scene set in the 23rd century. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was 74.
I didn't know it was the year that my brother was bathed.
You mean,
I do now?
You mean the year he was hatched?
Hatched.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought he said bathed.
Bath.
I thought he did too at first.
Bath.
Drunken Boston accent.
Hey, you know.
Yeah,
You'll hear the term bath every so often.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still not done. Hey, Doctor, you want to take over for a little bit?
Really?
I have to go to waste extraction.
Oh.
First time it's happened on Prosper. That's the good thing about...
That's why you got guest co-host.
Exactly. You know what? No, I'm right there with David Garrell.
David Garrett, yeah?
Yes.
Wow. I hope my friends over at Synthaholics can handle this. Because they're pretty good people. They're really good people. So see, David Garrett, writer of Trouble with Tribbles, can be seen in 2 scenes playing an Enterprise crewman. He's the one that's got, the gray-haired guy there who passes Cisco and Dax when the Enterprise goes to red alert. Bashir and O'Brien, they later see him petting a Tribble in the corridor, which actually is an original Tribble used in The Trouble with Tribbles. Now, Gerald thought that the episode was one of the cleverest Star Trek scripts that he's ever read. Yeah, bear with me. I am not sober either. The permission of the original series actors had to be sought to use their performances in the various episodes the archive footage was taken from. It took the producers 3 months to negotiate for the use of the footage. Hey, better late than never, Walter Koenig remarked that he was paid 8 times more for the use of his licenses than he was during the original episode. Makes sense, though. Original series long before the others. So, makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
Does.
Absolutely. Stanley Adams, played by Cyrano Jones, and Whit Bissell, who played Lurie, rather. Got that bass backwards. They had passed away by the time this episode was produced, making them the 2 posthumous performers in the archive footage. Sad but true. Gone but never forgotten. Walter Koenig himself visited the sets and showed Cole Meany and Alexander Siddig how to properly interact with the set pieces. Hey, you gotta teach them, otherwise they're not gonna know, right?
I have the helm, Doctor.
Sarah Lofton, played by, Jake Sisko, does not appear in this here episode. With that, I give you to the expert, the captain.
I have the bridge, Doctor. Thank you. Thanks for stepping in.
I'm there for you.
Appreciate that.
Of course.
Nothing's a shade of yellow anymore, unless it's actually yellow.
You're right there, baby.
I heard you talk about Jake Sisko.
Hi.
After Michael and Sarah, who played Kang, John Colicos as Kor, and William Campbell as Koloth, Charlie Brill, played by Arne Darvin, is the 4th and final actor to reprise a role which he had played on the original series in 1 or more episodes of Deep Space Nine. All 4 actors played Klingons.
Wow.
All 4 actors played Klingons.
And I gotta go make a deposit in the, what do you call it again?
You gotta go to waste extraction?
Waste extraction.
Waste extraction, because we don't call it the bathroom in the 24th century.
No. Liquid waste extraction.
I made a liquid waste extraction.
Hey, if you have a different type of liquid waste extraction, you got problems.
I'm not gonna touch it. This is the first appearance of the original USS Enterprise since its destruction was shown by the Klingon ambassador as he addressed the Federation president in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Though the bridge of the Enterprise did appear in the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Relics, it was merely a holodeck recreation. It is also the first of only 3 appearances. Am I falling?
Oh, yes, it did go down twice.
It's gone down more now. I need to beam myself back up. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Scotty.
All right. It is also the first of only 3 appearances of an original Constitution class in a live-action Star Trek series since the original series. The second one was the USS Defiant in the 2-parter in A Mirror Darkly Part 1 and Part 2. The third was in Star Trek Enterprise's final episode, These Are the Voyages. You've heard me talk about that a few times. Although the latter was a montage sequence. Discounting appearances as graphic display from the Voyager episode In the Flesh or tabletop models from the Next Generation episode The First Duty and Star Trek VI The Undiscovered Country.
Waste extraction complied with. System object good.
Don't forget to wipe.
Complied with.
Awesome.
Didn't have to shake it, not stirred.
Here you go. This episode also contains the first reference to the new Sovereign class USS Enterprise. Registry number NCC 1701E. The Enterprise E. As the film Star Trek First Contact hadn't appeared yet. After Sisko mentions the Defiant was in front of the Enterprise, Dahmer tells him to be more specific, as there had been 5. Luxley corrects him and says there had been 6. I mentioned that earlier.
Yes, you did.
Here's a note.
Long time ago.
Here's a note. The
Long time.
the Enterprise NX-01 was never in Federation service, and Star Trek Enterprise didn't exist as a series until 2001, 5 years after this episode was released.
Yeah.
Wake up, folks.
Yeah, I know. Hang on.
Wake up.
All right.
worry, they're awake.
We're
They're
all-
drunk, but they're awake.
They better be drunk.
Hell yeah.
I know I am. All right. Hey, you know what? We're almost done.
Wicked.
Cinema Fantastique.
Kiddos.
Detailed
Oh, look at
making.
that. Parlez-vous français? Hey, oui.
Go ahead. We're listening. Really, we are.
You might be, but they might not be able to. Cinema Fantastique detailed the making of Trials and Tribulations in 1966. The cover of the issue featured Cisco and Kirk. The making of Trials and Tribulations was examined in The Making of Tribbles, The Magic of Tribbles, The Making of Trials and Tribulations, an ebook released in 2001. And finally, I take that back. There may be just a little bit more. This episode was nominated for the 1997 Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation. It was also nominated for 3 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Special Visual Effects,
Yep.
Outstanding Art Direction for a Series, and Outstanding Hairstyling for a Series, which was won by the Voyager episode Fair Trade. Hey, Star Trek brought it home.
They should have won makeup. I'm telling you.
They should have.
Absolutely.
Am I going to have to do it again to Memory Alpha?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I am.
Oh, Memory Alpha. Here, Patton 000.
When Star Trek the original series was released on Blu-ray, none of the effects used from Trials and Tribulations were included in that release, which was the first product. But Memory Alpha, you didn't record that. You didn't
They
know
botched it, huh?
They've kind of botched it. Memory Alpha, I hate to do this to you. I love you guys, but get one of them. Second one of them today.
And I know Synthaholics is saying, damn, that boy know his Trek.
Hey, that's why you had me on your podcast over a year ago.
There you go. Exactly.
And you know what? With that being
I'll
said,
never forget that.
that is the end of In the Databanks. Who's got drinks left?
I do.
I got a smidge.
Warp them
I
home.
do. I do.
We warp them well. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's dead.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Warp them home.
You get more?
Dead? Nope, we're done.
Oh, we're done.
Yep,
Sweet.
they're dead, Jim. It's
it
dead,
all?
Jim.
They're all dead. Damn it, Jim, they're dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take an opportunity, as always, to thank you all for having us into your homes via YouTube, Facebook, however you watch us, for the last almost 2 hours.
Wow.
I think we set a record here on Prospect.
This is epic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make like the Enterprise warp
I feel
out.
like a tribble.
You look like a tribble. Actually, you're acting like something else. I can't think of what.
Trouble.
Yes, you're a trouble.
Fair enough.
All right, hey, move over here a little more. Hey, it's the 50th anniversary tribute. For Christ's sake, we got to get all 3 colors in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Awesome.
It took long enough.
Oh.
Hey, they've been in this show a long damn time.
Hey, you know what? It's half a century. It's got to be epic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Dust off.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make like the Enterprise warp out. Everybody take care. Have an awesome night or day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Don't drink and drive because you might spill your drink. More importantly, you might kill yourself or someone else. And drinking and driving is dumber than being a Twilight fan. What's worse than that is root for little douchebag crybabies like Tom. Giselle won't let me go to the Pro Bowl. They caught me deflating footballs again. Brady. Again. Brady.
You got the first time.
Yeah, he did. Men slapping women,
Some
racism,
people.
animal abuse, fake friends, people who watch on bets, or anyone who is a member of, supports, or defends ISIS or the Westboro Baptist Church who tried to picket Leonard Nimoy's funeral but couldn't find it.
What schlepperets.
Things like that are highly illogical, and I will not make time for them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us for the last almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours, and y'all deserve this. Ladies and gentlemen,
Prosper.
live long and
Oh,
prosper.
Wait a minute. Takes me a little longer than the guys.
All 3 of
You're
us.
pacing yourself.
I have arthritis. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, live long and prosper.